ways,
Right.
then not technically the Midlands bad either. So just, I'll work on it.
Yes.
Get back to you.
Right. Something that we can definitely look at when I have my chair back.
Right. And not before. Not 1 second before. It's my chair. So Ransom rants for a moment about how Kahlan took from all of them to fund her war, and that she's been living in the lap of luxury while they starve. Which, like you were saying, not for at least the last 6 months or so, right?
Yeah, we've seen where she's been fucking sleeping, and it hasn't been that luxurious.
Just saying, she spent a couple of nights naked in the winter on a horse.
Yeah.
Without sleep.
And I mean, she had, like, berry burns in her faces, and I'm sure lots of twigs in her hair.
I'm sure the burns from the berries and the poison juice that she put on her face, I'm sure that was bad. Like, that actually is bad. This guy is making it up to sound like she's been, it's all fine.
Yeah.
And all of that is so bad. Like, you know damn well this guy has not had to suffer that way.
No.
Now, we know Neville did have to do some kind of fucked up stuff to get where he's at right now. But again, he did all of those fucked up things, saving his own ass.
And also living in the palace with as much money as he could possibly want, and fucking as many girls as he could possibly want.
So he's not in a bad place right now.
No.
But, like, he didn't have to suffer.
No, and Kahlan's been walking her ass off for the last 6 months.
Right.
She's probably got a real nice badonk. I'm just saying.
So, from now on, the treasury of Aidendrill will give each family 1 gold piece a month, which, by Kahlan's calculations, will drain it in 3 months. If people stop working and depend on it, there will for sure be starvation. The problem just isn't that easy. So, in this case, you can't just throw money at these people because you can't eat money.
And she's functioning under the assumption that if people are given money, they will just not want to do shit because they'll be like, well, I don't got to do shit. So I'm not going to grow food for the general populace anymore or any of the other things that we need to do to keep running as a society.
Right.
There's definitely a middle ground here. I feel like Neville is talking to the people about the one extreme of people starving because the palace has all the money. And he's gonna give the people all the money and the palace will go bankrupt. There's definitely probably a middle path here.
Right.
That nobody feels like talking about. But for sure, no matter what, the problem is not as easy as everyone's just making it out to be.
Right. So, of course, Kahlan is found guilty of treason, and they move on to more preposterous charges. Just like we're going to be moving on to the beer break right about now.
Yay!
So, tonight, ooh, this is a fucking good one. I haven't looked at the can until just this second, and I'm excited. So tonight we have salted caramel milkshake stout. I've had, honestly, like 3 or 4 salted caramel beers before, and they're always very, very good. Maybe I've just gotten lucky. I don't know, but well, okay. Here's where it comes from. I know where it comes from. I love those
Grandpa candies?
Yes, I suppose they are, but like Werther's Originals and then the Werther's, the soft with the chewy. Oh, things are so fucking good. But a lot of that is caramel.
I will say the Werther's green apple ones are bomb.
Yeah! Well, that's green apple, but this is just salted caramel. And they have those too. And these beers are just like the right amount of sweet, the right amount of tart, and they're look at me go off about them, and I haven't even, there we go. They're good.
Okay.
I'll say 95 out of 100 are the shit.
Well, let's hope you're not going to be disappointed.
I'm not disappointed. That's a good beer. That's a good beer.
That was a big slug you took.
Yeah. That's how you drink those.
And so I lifted it. I was like, oh, that's not a full beer at all.
Now, I rarely do it, but every once in a while when I'm invited to the bar after work with some coworkers, they have some craft beer there, and I'll get one of the big mugs, the tall boys, but they're not like a regular tall boy. It's a big-ass beer stein, and so for like $3, they'll fill that.
They have those up at our local bar up the road, and they always ask you if you want the regular or the big beer, and I'm always like, yeah, I'll take the big one, and I don't remember
how big
it is. Yeah. And I get very tired by the end of, I have to drink it fast so I don't get arm cramped
because it's so damn heavy.
Yeah.
But the last time I was there, I had a salted caramel, and they're fucking awesome. Again, Rochester Mills Beer Company. This is for the 12 days of Christmas stout.
Yes.
As if I had forgotten. No, these things are really, really good. If you guys get a chance, for real, go grab one. If not, if you can't, I feel for you, but I will also happily drink one for you.
You are all in our minds.
Yes. So we are going to sip on this a little bit more, and we'll be back right after this. So we are back from that short recess, and now we are getting into what Kahlan is being charged with, on top of treason. Things like dining on human flesh and practicing her evil witch magic on children. You know, all the regular things that witches are accused of.
Yes.
So it hurts Kahlan that people believe all of this crazy bullshit, because it is crazy bullshit. And she gets to the point where she just stops listening. And she's just like, this is just so bad that I'm not even going to pay attention to it anymore. It's just a nightmare unfolding before my eyes. And I'm going to do something to relieve that. So she starts thinking about Richard, because she's probably never going to see him again at this point.
And this is kind of actually like what Richard did when he compartmentalized his brain. When he was going through some bad shit, he just bye-bye.
Shuts it out. Yeah. Keep yourself safe. And while she does this, it makes her smile. So picture, if you will, Ranson saying, and she cuts the head off of babies, and then uses magic on innocent people so they commit murder.
While one of the mothers is sitting there crying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just the worst shit you could think of. And then she is standing in front of these people, handcuffed, her hands tied, she's not right now, but that's the way I pictured it, and just grinning her ass off like, it was wonderful, thinking about Richard, and that's gonna make you go, oh no, she's guilty as shit, look at her.
Staring at the ceiling with a faraway look,
yeah.
Girl, what are you doing? So after he calls her out about that, she complains of a headache, and is like, why don't you just cut my head off for me? I'm over this bullshit. And Ranson implies that she has a headache because she's uncomfortable, and she serves the keeper. And
well, that's a classic symptom.
Yes.
Of devil worship, our headaches.
Yes, that's the devil trying to break out.
Yeah. Yes. He's using your eyeballs to see. That's why your brain hurts. Because it's full of shit.
If you smash your head into the wall a couple times, it'll help it go back down.
It's like that scene in Joker.
Yes.
And do you know why you're in there? And he's just smashing his head against the wall. I don't know.
Kahlan goes off at this. She tells him she regrets saving all these ungrateful motherfuckers from tyranny before, and now she's going to leave them to a fate that they're going to regret.
She said motherfuckingly.
And also, not like she has much of a choice. She says that she's leaving them to that fate, but bitch, you're on trial right now. You're not leaving them to anything. They're leaving you to trouble.
They're pretty much leaving themselves to the fate.
Right. You're not doing anything. You wouldn't be able to save them at this point.
Yeah, and
obviously.
giving you your fate too. So yeah. Sometimes, look, she's in a bad situation. There's no way out. that we can see. This is going to happen. Kahlan's going to die. By the way, we know that there's a fucking prophecy about this. So as far as we know, it's done. They are going to kill Kahlan.
Yeah, it's got to happen.
Yeah, yes, it has to happen. Literally has to happen. And she is still unaware of this. But she's to the point to where she's like, it's done. So the most heroic thing she can do right now is just keep her chin up. And, like, if you're doing it, whatever. I'm middle finger rockets the whole way.
Yeah, I'm not going to allow
you guys
to...
Right. I'm not going to go easily, even if I know I'm going.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go easily, but you're going to know that I think this is all fucked up. Like, all of you are bullshit.
All of you are bullshit. Jade, any last words? I just want you to know that I think all of you are bullshit. Thank you.
Remember that later when I'm dead and you're still alive.
Sweet dreams, kick the cord. Oh, that's going to be great. If I ever get strung up for piracy, that's what I'm going to say.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that's my plan.
But yeah, so she is done with this travesty of truth, and she's done wanting to help their unthinking asses. I thought that was...
Nice alliteration there.
I thought it was just interesting that her main thing that she was upset about, maybe not main thing, there's a lot, but one of the things she was upset about is that they didn't use their fucking brains at all during this. They just went along with whatever Ranson was saying because they don't like her in the first place.
Right. It's easy to go along with what he's saying just because they don't like Kahlan.
Right.
I know that's literally what you just said. The gravity of that is massive.
Yeah, like you're willing to ignore all of your common sense and like not put rational thinking to work at all because, well, this narrative goes along with what I want, so I'm going to keep listening to it.
Right. Well, Jade, I think they would call that irrational, wouldn't they?
I think they might.
They do, in fact. Yeah, go get you a sip of that. You earned it.
I'm going to take it.
So Kahlan confesses to everything because fuck it, why not? But the one thing that I am not going to confess to is killing Prince Byron. Because fuck that guy. I wish I woulda, but it wasn't. It wasn't me.
I should have cut his dick off after he pissed on my bed.
Gosh. Yeah. Now that it's come to this, the guy is dead after doing all that. Really, I know hindsight's 20/20, but Kahlan should have just reached out and been like, boop, gotcha. Hey, why don't you tell me what's going on, bud?
Wouldn't it have been funny if she, like, literally booped him, like, poked him on the nose? It was like, oh, yeah, you want to piss on my bed, bud? Boop, boop. This is going to be funny.
If instead of thunder without sound, there's just a little... That's perfect. How did we not think of that before?
It's the boop without sound.
It's the boop without sound. I love it.
So,
gosh. I'm sorry.
So when she denies it, Lady Karen and the rest of the council are all like, well, hey, we heard you threaten him. Kind of like you threatened Neville Ranson when he walked in the fucking room and the entire room fucking heard it. Like, okay, we don't even need to discuss this. You look super fucking guilty. And we know she didn't do it. And we know also that she probably had every right to do it if she wanted to. But, like, no, you just have to take that one on the chin because you look like you killed a bitch.
Right. And at this point, what they're saying is true. She did threaten him.
Yeah.
She did threaten Neville, too. Like, she's just been saying, I'm going to slit your throat, I'm going to fuck you up, I'm going to kill you over there, I'm going to throw you off a cliff. Mm-hmm. And then she ends up in court, and people are saying, yeah, no, well, she did do that. And that...
Straight facts.
Mixed, right, real facts, mixed with the fake... I was going to say fake news. Mixed with the fake testimony of these people, there are grains of truth. So you see those, and you go, oh, well, it's all got to be true, and it's bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's so frustrating. I'm sorry. Like, that cements your guilt in the minds of these people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. While I listened to this chapter, I was very frustrated. Because it's hard to listen to, even if you're not in the room.
Right. So Lady Karen